Hey guys, Blank here. Recently got Grand Crap Fantasy just to test some things out, and I'm severely disappointed. Well, I probably should have expected how this game was going to be after seeing all these modern fighters dumb things down to an infant's level. But I guess I had a sort of hope something like would be changed, or it would be something mechanically interesting about this game, but no, it's not. It's just as dumbed down as the rest of the games. There's no execution, no mechanical depth. All the mechanical depth in this game is fake. Game is extremely limiting, yet obnoxiously overwhelming in how it wants you to play. For instance, when you start up the game, you're immediately assaulted by all these things that are supposed to act as like a tutorial, because the FGC is begging for new players and can't accept that their genre is just niche and hard to get into. So they dumb down the game, introduce all these tutorials no one wants to read, basically going in the opposite direction of just play the game and observe what to do, into, oh, you have to study this manual of things you don't really understand. I understand it because I played fighting games, but other people would be overwhelmed and basically quit the game after seeing all this nonsense. Like, land an attack by hit confirming. You can be like, why? One of the great things about fighting games in particular is the divide between the professional player and the average player. You know, someone who understands the game and someone who just wants to play the game. This game homogenizes all the characters by giving them this extremely limited moveset, which is starting to piss me off in a lot of fighting games, that characters basically can't do anything besides the one thing they're supposed to do. For instance, I've seen people complain about jabs in fighting games being used as an anti-air sort of, and in a lot of modern fighting games you no longer have that. Your jab can no longer has that unique property to anti-air and be useful in different multiple situations. Every character basically has a DP in this game, which is super lame. They all have the same get off me option. There's no burst in this game. There's no real defensive tools. All your tools are offensive. They have this guard crush mechanic, which is basically a worse version of Reversal Edge in Soul Calibur, which everyone complained about, yet it's in this game and in a worse version, because you have to react to it, and it's no longer a rock paper scissors. Like, the person doing it can still lose. In this game, I think when you do it on someone and they like counter you, you lose these diamonds up here. You lose 2 of them if you counter them, and it's supposed to be like this, oh, you risk it for the win kind of mechanic, and you get severely punished by taking more damage. Like, and you only have 3 of them. That's super limiting. That's not interesting. The worst part about this stupid mechanic is that you have to react to it. It's no longer a neutral setting tool where the person doing it and the person being attacked both have a chance, a 50-50 chance to either, like, the person attacking can still lose. But in this game, you have these diamonds up here, and the person doing it loses only one of these diamonds, while the person countering it loses 2. And it's supposed to be this risk reward, this fake risk reward explosion hype, like wow, he did this thing, and it's not it's not interesting. Why is it designed like that? What's the point? And why is it limited? Why can't I just not do it an infinite amount of times and just be penalized by like having a chip damage, like burst chip damage or something? For instance, Drive Rush in Street Fighter 6 is mechanically interesting. You get punished, like you get punished by what was it, more chip damage, I think slower frames or something like that. Like, that's sort of interesting, but the problem with that game is that it's all focused on Drive Impact. The only way to play is by using Drive Impact, and like that's what the game is balanced around, which makes it pretty bad. So you can no longer do just run-ins and jump-ins and all this fundamentals things that you would expect out of a Street Fighter game. You have to Drive Impact. This game in particular, its balance revolves around basically nothing. There's nothing this game really excels at which is over others. I noticed that you can't really combo your lows into each other. Hold on, let me switch this. Lows can't combo into each other. They're no longer a true combo. You can't Gatling because you have this stupid auto combo. Because of the limited moveset, you can't really do your far slashes. And I basically never got to use my far slashes because I'm always close to my opponent. You have to be super far and position yourself awkwardly to get this. Like, why can't this be binded to a directional button? 6A or something, 6C. Like, I want to do this move, not this move. Since in the actual match, your opponent's going to be all over the place, jumping and running around, you're basically never going to see a far slash or want to do a far slash in the situation you think you can. It's like, is this like supposed to be Street Fighter or an anime fighter? Or like who is this designed for? It's designed for retards, basically. Retards who don't want to play an actual fighting game. Retards who just want to feel a win. I noticed that in a lot of combos in these games, they basically boil down to doing your auto combo and then doing a skill and then doing your auto combo again into like a finisher. And the damage in this game is so absurd that that's basically half your HP right there. And they say this game is perfect for casuals, but since everyone can basically execute things in the same way because there's a dedicated skill button, you're gonna be getting hit. You're gonna be getting knocked down into long combos. Watching this super overly long animated finisher and be down to like half of your HP, and then the player you're fighting against is gonna do so. Oh, look at my jump in mix up, which basically is just jump in and then just do an attack super low. That's not really a mix up per se, but guess wrong and then you lose the match. Basically, what the FGC was trying to prevent in modern fighting games was the one-sidedness, but it's still one-sided in a worse manner. The only difference is that now anyone can do it. You don't have to be good at the game to do it. Now anyone can do it. Those combos probably weren't the best showcase of the absurdity of the damage, but it doesn't matter considering how easy it can do, how simple it is, and how it just kills. And I touch you and you basically die because of how simplistic the game is. The nerd will probably be like, oh, the opening you use has a lot of frames, but it doesn't matter because it's not that hard to open someone up to that attack. GG, shake my hand. People aren't gonna do complex combos if they can win in 2 hits. This just goes to show that these players don't really care about the game. They only care about like being a nerd, studying, oh, I'm correct because I read the patch notes or I analyzed the frames. Like, no regular player is gonna really pull this up and analyze like the intricacies of all this techno garbage. Who cares about this? This is nerd stuff. Just play the game and figure out how you're supposed to play. This is all fighting games have become now. This shouldn't be the end all be all of fighting games. Frames and frame advantage, or well, I do this to you and my move should always beat yours. All this nonsense. It makes the game not a game anymore. And instead this test, this stupid quiz that you're supposed to do in the middle of the match. And at that point you're fighting with the game itself instead of your actual opponent. I don't get why people are settling for less when we could be having so much more than these fighters that are gonna just generate hype before they're released, get released, the people play it for like a day or a week or two, all the tournament people stay while everyone else leaves, and it basically becomes another Discord fighter, a fighting game. You can only find matches on their community Discord or something instead of just playing the game. Like, even Phantom Breaker Amida has more honesty than this game. That game is designed well. It has a lot of the same features as this game, like one-button supers, and what else? The damage is also absurd. It's a super silly game, but it doesn't take away any features or dumb down any of the mechanics. It's still full of depth, like surprisingly a lot. Phantom Breaker Omnia tries to be a game first instead of this hype fighter, which is why it's better than this game. It's better than Strive. It's better designed, more well thought out, even in its janky kind of unbalancedness. But no one gave it a chance because they want fake features that, I mean, are useful, like rollback, but like they also want this frame nonsense. They want these stupid tutorials and all this bloatware, and no one really gave it a chance or really thought about it and said, hey, let's take this concept further or develop this concept that this game introduced. So it's disappointing. I think that's gonna be all. I'm not really interested in playing any of these modern fighters. Hopefully we get more cute girls in so I can do stuff in this game, I guess, with them instead of more dudes. Granblue's weird, man. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I need to get to 100 subscribers, please. Goodbye.